Ah, he's in this tree right here. That's a cardinal up there, but lower down, the bird with the central breast spot, he just flew. That's the fox sparrow that way. Sometimes when I play the tape, you'll get people, some of the birders really care about the bird. You got a fox sparrow? All right, thanks, Lee. You got a chickadee there? Will get very upset because they think I'm harming the birds. And they'll come over and yell at me, and they'll be going crazy. And there's not much I could say to them logically that's going to make them, think that I'm not doing anything harmful, and I'm not. There he is. There's the fox sparrow. Right straight ahead. He's kind of in the shadow. Now he's hopping. As a kid, when you get into something, whether it's, baseball statistics or birding or cars or railroads, you tend to become like that's your whole life. So you get books and you memorize everything. So I did. No reaction. I'm not what you would call like your quintessential kid who was interested in science when he was young. I was more interested in stickball, football, baseball, ringolevio, street games that you don't see anymore in New York City because everybody plays on their computer. Oh, he's right here. See? He's in this first dead tree. See this first tree without any? Yeah. There you go. I think an amazing bird is when you see sort of a rare one with a lot of people, or even a common one doing something interesting. To me, it always goes back to being with people. My favorite birds in the park, the screech owls. When we had them breeding, we would do walks, and there would be 5 or 6 screech owls flying over people at night in Central Park. It was the most amazing experience of urban wildlife that people had, because most of the people had never seen an owl. Everybody knew that there were no owls in New York City. And here were families of owls. So right over us calling back and forth, like big moths, we're gonna make a right turn. Oh, it was wonderful. This is Wagner's Cove. This is when we had a coyote a couple years ago. This is where it used to hide out. Yeah, the coyote that was here used to wander down to like 23rd Street at night. And eventually the police caught it and they took it away. It was like a fugitive. How many colors does a wood duck's head have? Let me remember. It's green, it's blue, it's red, it's white, the beak is orange. I'm running out of colors after a while. It's a spectacular bird. We get wood ducks in Central Park in winter. And one of the interesting things about them is that they breed in New York City, in Staten Island and the Bronx. And in the Bronx, they've been breeding for more than 100 years. It's strange to have started in the Bronx, of all places, in the 60s and 70s with birds, because the Bronx at that time was not known for anything but crime and drugs. You would go for blocks, and there'd be one house still standing here. There was that police precinct, little house on the prairie, because it was the only building for about a mile around. Our owls were over here last week. They like conifers in the winter because they're the only trees with leaves. They have their needles, so they can hide in them during the day. All right, up the hill, almost there. These owls better be there. I don't see why they would have. Yeah, otherwise, this is where the murder mystery ends. It's on a branch. It's facing this. Yeah, exactly. There's one on the right side, about 2. That's 3/5 of the way up.
This guy almost just blends right in.
Yeah, that's the problem with long-eared owls.
Away from the wind.
Yeah. There's at least 2 here.
Yeah.
Can you see something?
Oh, where?
You have to look. Here. Oh yeah, here. This is good. Look on the left side of the trunk now. You can see the spots at the front of one. See, there's 2 right there.
There's one.
Yeah. These guys are eating small mammals. This is a rodent jaw. That's the lower jaw. Yeah, that's the lower jaw of a rodent. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Good, let's see if we see all the bones in here. We can reconstruct what they're eating. Yeah, the teeth there, the skull should be in here someplace too, with more bones. But yeah, you can see. The Empire State Building is a phenomenal sight. Up there at night, you watch birds in migration by the lights of the building. Not every night, but on nights when we have the right winds. And they come very close. Some nights we'll have peregrine falcons chasing them. We'll see bats in migration. Insects. It's truly an extraordinary, one-of-a-kind experience because there are very few skyscrapers in the world that put you up that high where you can go outside. Of all the stuff, the research that we've done throughout the world, that was my most fun project because we discovered things new to science right in the heart of Manhattan, and we would bring people up with us, and it would be a phenomenal time. And everybody was worried that all the birds were being attracted to the lights of the building and colliding with the building, but they weren't. So, and that was the other discovery. And now I'm hated by everybody because, you know, I didn't find that the Empire State Building was this terrible thing for birds and bird migration in the city. I grew up in a city, so this is normal to me, you know? And when I was in graduate school, I had no money. I couldn't go anywhere to do anything. So I said, well, why not do my research right here? I liked it. I knew it well. I was from here. I cared about the place. If I came from someplace else, I would look at this as like the worst habitat you could be in. And most people think of cities like that. This is where all the evil of the world exists, the corruption, crime, you know, all the bad things associated with cities and even for wildlife and the environment. But it's not that way. And it's a habitat that most of the world's people now live in. It's an urban habitat. So we should understand something about it. You're really good at asking questions. You know, you're a real people person in that way. I mean, they're not just like superficial questions. They're nice. They make somebody feel good. That's nice. Oh, you got a sapsucker? Okay, we'll take it. We'll have to be content with that. Good. Thanks, Deborah. You saved my proverbial rear end.